Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's session. My name is Mike, for those of you who don't know me. Today we'll be covering the setup and the managing of pricing bands within your system. We do have Ollie on the live chat today, so if you do have any questions about the topic for today, then just go ahead and ask away in the chat. We will also be staying around for a little bit at the end as well, so if you do have any questions and you want to hold on to the end, just ask away then. So, what we'll be covering today is pricing bands within your system. Just to give anyone an overview of what pricing bands are if you're not aware. It's just an easy way that you can group products within your Prima system, which makes applying discounts / markup for your pricing for your customers easy to manage and easy to maintain. You are able to get a list of the pricing bands from your suppliers, so for the majority of the bands, they come from Val, Spices and Trueline. You will be able to contact them and they will be able to give you a listing of sort of what they advised the groupings for to get the best out of your products and out of your pricing. So if you're looking to set up your bandings, the majority of these will be set up during sort of your implementation phase when you do join Prima, but if you haven't had that done yet and you're looking to start utilising the bands, then to set them up, once you've got the list from the supplier, you come into the administration and you want to go to General. And within General here, we do have pricing bands. So if there's not a list already here like there is in the database we're using, to set a new one up, you hit the new pricing band here. So what we do here, we just give them a name and what sort of type they are. The bands associate to letters that are against items within your catalogue. So the suppliers do supply letter banding, whether it be from A to sometimes Z, or different lettering depending on what the items are. And using the sort of documentation you get from the supplier is depending on what you set up in here. So if you're going to set a new one up, you can change the band type to be margin or discount. Give it a name, so you can just do test band here. But if you're going to be setting up sort of Val bands, you can have Val green, as you can see in the background here, A, B and C, giving you an idea of what letters are associated to which band. You can give it a description and sort of a range of what it can be. So you can give a description depending on sort of how many they buy. So if they get a quantity of sort of 1 to 10, you can give them a 15% discount, but if they buy 50 plus or more, you can give them a higher discount on the products. But for the majority, you just have it for the one range, so it's just a set discount that you apply. Within the description here, you can give your customers a bit of an idea of what the band, not your customers yourselves, a little bit of an idea of what the band is, so you can give an idea of what products are in that range. So we can just name it as test band just for the time being. Once you're happy with everything, you just want to hit save and close, and that is setting up a new pricing band there. That's done through the admin. Now, once you've set up the band, you want to actually apply them to products. So there are two ways that you can do it. The first way, which is the most common way now, is actually setting up what are known as catalogue mappings, and then the other way is applying them manually. So if you're going to be setting up some catalogue mappings, which is the way that we recommend, because it makes the system more efficient and easier for you to manage. So what happens with these catalogue mappings is when you do get your catalogues imported, rather than you having to update these manually through a grid manager, once these catalogue mappings have been set up, they'll be automatically updated on your system. So what you can do, you come into the admin, same place, general admin, but down at the bottom we have this catalogue mapping section here. So they've already been set up for this database, but what it enables you to do is when it recognises either, you can see the Spices catalogue at the top here has been imported, it will automatically map sort of the products that have the manufacturer info for letter A to the relevant pricing band. So if I just double click on this, so what happens is you can select sort of what type it is that you're going to be setting up. So we've got Spices here. You select the supplier from this, so if this was Val, you'd select Val. For this one, it's Spices. Then you select the letter for Spices, so depending on what letters are in the system, whether it be sort of A to Z or sort of A to B, wherever it might be, you select the letter from the list, and then at the very bottom you select the pricing band that you want it to link up to. So this is the easy way for your products to be updated, rather than you having to update them manually during the catalogue import phase. Setting up this enables them to be updated automatically, which it misses out one of the larger steps of the catalogue import, saving you time and effort actually going through and importing them. and updating them. So you just hit sort of save on the new band. But if you want to set up a new one, once you've got a new one, you can just hit insert as new mapping. New mapping at the very bottom, and you've got sort of the blank one where you can go through the different options and add that in as the mapping. The other way that you do it would be through Prima itself. So if you're going to be updating these manually, you can come into Prima, and the way that you do it is through the publications section. So within here we have sort of the publication grid manager, and if you're going to be updating the bandings, you want to come into here and select the relevant catalogue. So if you're going to be updating them for spices, you'd select the spices catalogue, and depending on the documentation that you do have from your customers and what bandings you've got set up, you will come into here and select the manufacturer info for, and you will type in the relevant letter that you're looking to update. So there might not be any in here, but you just search the relevant letter, search for it, see what products come back. So there's 172 products within the spices catalogue that have that banding. You would then go to the change tab, and the option that you're looking to update is the update pricing band 2, and then depending on what letter you've selected and searched for, you would then come into here and search for the relevant band. So because this is a spices band, we want to select the 5-star A or B. Once you've done that, you just want to hit apply. That'll run through, update, and that means that when you set these up for your customers, they will any products that have been put into the system that aren't already mapped already will have that pricing band and that grouping against them, enabling you to set discounts to them products. So just to recap, you go into the search, select your catalogue, select sort of the banding. So if we wanted to search for B, you just overwrite this with B, search for it, go to the change tab, and then you select the update pricing band 2 and select your relevant band that you want to update. So that's it. That's if you're updating it manually. But for the majority of your pricing bands, they will be updated manually with the catalogue mapping set. So they will be either usually set up during the implementation phase, or if you are one of our Support Plus customers, that'll be done automatically through the import that we manage for you. So once you've actually assigned them to your products, the next step is to set them up to your customers. So again, there are two ways that you can do this. You can either do it sort of one by one to your customer, depending if you want to give them a special price, or if you want to give your customers sort of like a flat discount across the board, so all your customers are on the same pricing, you are able to use the catalog, the company grid manager to update that. So if we want to update it sort of just one by one, and you want to give a specific customer a certain discount, we go into company and companies, and then we'll search for that relevant company. So we'll just search for a company within here. We'll go for Mike Stationery. So you come into the company record, and the tab that we're looking to sort of apply these discount bands on is the product and pricing tab. It's within here that we will add the discount bands that we wanted to set up, and it's all done from this section here where it says discount bands. So if you're looking to add a new band to this system, to this company, we hit add band and then select the band from the list. So if we want to add the Valgreen A, B and C discount band with a 40% discount, we just type 40 into here and add. That will go against that company, and whenever you do put on an order for this company, any items that fall under that band, so that letters A, B and C, will have a 40% discount applied to them off RRP. So that's how you apply the bands one by one to the customer. So if you wanted to apply sort of all of them in there, you just go into add band, you'd select the band from the list, then select the discount. So for this EOS, we probably want to add 15% discount. Just hit add, and there you go, it's in the list. If you do want to remove a band, say, well, I actually don't want that EOS Originals band in there, I want to remove it, you can highlight the line and just remove the band by hitting the remove. So that is how you'd update it manually, one by one to your customers. So if you want to set sort of a specific percentage for them customers, that's how you do it one by one. But if you just want to update sort of all your customers that have the specific banding, and then depending on who they are and how much they're ordering, you can go into them individually and sort of change it and manage it. We can do this through the company grid manager. So again, we go to company, and then this company with a little cog next to it, and we just go into here and update. So again, You can search for all customers in here, but just for sort of ease, I'll just search for one customer. Once you've found your customers, or sort of all of them, you go to the Change tab, and the update that we're looking for is this Update Discount Band 2. So as you can see, when we do highlight the little tick box, this becomes an option as well as the sort of the number entry here. So you can select from your list what bands you want to put in, or what individual banks. You update it one by one, and then you can just say, well, I want to apply 45% to this, and just hit apply. So that'll run through, if you do have more than one customer in there, it'll run through all the companies and update the company with the relevant discount band. So that means it's a lot easier than going into them one by one, updating them all the time. You can just do this update once with your customers and easily apply all the discount bands, as well as a percentage into the companies. So that's updating them through the Grid Manager. Now, a lot of time can be spent going into each of them, depending on sort of who the customer is, manually changing each of the discount bands and the discounts that you give. But one thing that has been put onto the latest release, which is what you're looking at here, which will be due out to you sort of very soon, is something called the customer offer. Now, we have covered this in a previous webinar, but rather than you going through each of your companies and setting up sort of specific sort of discounts for all of them, then having to manually maintain them company by company, we've introduced this customer offers, which allows you to set up sort of groupings for these bandings. So you can have like a gold offer, a bronze offer, a silver offer, and depending on the customer and depending on how much they order, you can give these bandings and say, well, they're placing sort of X amount of orders, so we're going to give them a bit of a better pricing just because they've been doing more through us, and it might tempt them to do more. So what you can do, again, this is set up in the admin. Within the admin, again, we go to general. We have got this customers offers at the very bottom. So within here, you can set up these offers for your customers to make use of, and it allows you to set, if I just go into one of them, specific groupings and discounts sort of for your customers. So rather than you having to maintain them one by one, you can set up these offers and just manually assign them to the customers depending on who they are. So if you're looking to add a band into here, you hit this add band button, and the banding at the very bottom becomes an option. So the VAR one's in here. If we wanted to add the VAR blue into here, and we want to give them a 25% discount, we can just update that, add it into the list, and then that is another banding that the gold customers will be able to make use of. So once you've sort of made any amendments to it, if you want to remove any bands, you can by highlighting and hitting the remove band. But if you wanted to save that offer and actually assign it to your customers, we can hit the save offer here, close this down, and then if you wanted to actually assign it to your customers, we go back into Prima, we go back into the customer, and then it's managed from the product and pricing tab. So within here we have this customer offer. So from here you can see what customer offers you've set up, and depending on what you want to do with this customer, you can give them specific pricing depending on these offers, rather than you going into the discount bands and manually changing the discounts depending on sort of how much they're ordering or wherever it might be. It makes it a lot easier for you to change the pricing about, rather than going into each individual customer and removing bands, adding bands, changing discounts. It's all managed from that customer offer. So you can just come into here, select one of them from the list, and then this customer will be able to make sort of use of the discounts that you're giving them now within that customer offer. Now, that's everything for today. It's been a relatively short session. If you do have any questions, myself and Ollie will be hanging around for a little bit on the YouTube chats. Don't hesitate to ask away. If you are interested in any one-to-one training or would like more information on today's topic or any other topics within Prima, don't hesitate to contact us. We do have a number of training packages available. So if you want to contact our customer service team and make use of some of them, please do. Thank you for your time today. I hope you do all have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.